dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seeming. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and the high vibrate species on the planet. What it is, good people, how we doing out there? How we living? Come on in. Welcome back to the channel. Smoked out. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna let it go. Let me get it. Come on in, man. Come on in. How y'all doing? How we living out there? How y'all feeling? Y'all staying safe in the weather, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is all over the world. I may need to go check that out because at one point I was doing reporting on the weather. You know what I'm saying? Several hundred videos below. You feel me? But come on in though, Academates. Salute. Peace. Peace to you. How we living? How we living out there? Hold on, let me turn this way a little bit. You know what I'm saying? How y'all living? Come on in. Hope everybody good out there. We have a 3-part series. We're about to start on a 3-part series, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Apotheosis. Yes. It's about to go down. So this is gonna be a triple up, as I said. Apotheosis, basically, when you get turn into a god, transform into a god, light bodied, you know what I'm saying? Upgrade, evolution, coming real soon, and it's already been happening just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely coming soon, so y'all get ready for that. It's definitely gonna be a shocker. You're gonna want to be around for it, all right? It's gonna get rough around here the next couple, but you're gonna want to be around for this one, boy, cause the Golden Army. The Golden Army. You know what I'm saying? This. It's about to go down. I already been getting myself together for it. You feel me? That's what I'm here for. And of course this, you know what I'm saying? To go through some of these files and be nosy. It really ain't being nosy, you know what I'm saying? We really got to find out what the hell going on around here, you know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to stuff like this. I'm pretty sure this is Greek. Greek word here. So, yeah. We're going to find out what this is all about. Shadow law. Please. In the back. Ace in the back. Please. Thank you. YouTube. If we see it, we're going to call it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's got to be like this, but of course y'all be yeah. We got to do what we got to do, you know. If I wasn't gonna do it, somebody was gonna do it. Somebody was gonna do it. Okay. We're everywhere, and we're still coming. Okay. I mean, can you explain the shadow ban? Can you explain the ban? Can you explain it to me? Would you care to explain it to me? Perhaps you'd like to explain it to some of my subscribers. Perhaps they like to hear. Because I'm pretty sure there's other people out here that could use the perspective. It's just a perspective, right? Hypothetically speaking, we're just... Right? Alright, okay, cool. Well, we're going to keep going at what we have to do because of the universe sent us here to do it. We got to obey the orders of the Great Mother, okay? It's just simple as that. We have to obey the orders of the Great Mother. We shall do so. So, okay, mates, we about to get this thing on the way, you know what I'm saying? We do have looks like a 30 in a clip down there, so we're going to get the getting this thing busting. We do have part 1. Apotheosis, and let me see, we don't have any numerology. Of course, if something comes up, we'll delve briefly, but yeah, we don't really want to. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you will. Of course, you know I could use the help, guys. You know what I'm saying? I really could. You know what I'm saying? A simple like. You know what I mean? Doesn't cost a thing. You feel me? Just to help me out with the algorithm, because I can't do anything about the Shadows algorithm cutting me short, and we've already proved it. You know what I mean? Salutes to Thrax Daddy, you know what I'm saying, for catching it with me, because I promise you, I wasn't bullshitting y'all, man. I'm not here to lie to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, that's for one. You know what I'm saying? At this school, I want to say school, but you know what I'm saying, this academy, I ain't came to lie to y'all. I ain't came to play no games. I'm not above correction, but at the same time, I'm not finna sit here and cut corners with certain things. But I do know how to let things run accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm known to be ahead of my time at times. So sometimes I have to slow down and let certain things run its course and then speak on the inevitable, of course. So, all right, enough of me rambling on with the jargon. Let's get this thing cracking. So, Academics, I hope you got what you need, because I do. Without further ado, we're gonna get to what it is that we do. I hope it's not too bright for y'all, because it's on me. Blue light. That blue light was too much for him, y'all. It's all good. We gonna get back to it. Yeah, feel me? All right. Part 1. Fight.
Apotheosis.
Let's get it.
Part 1. Apotheosis is a Greek word meaning to transform into a god, which is sometimes meant metaphorically and sometimes meant quite literally.
That life.
Obviously, since this is the SCP universe, which is no stranger to godlike entities, the apotheosis we'll be talking about here is literal, and on an unprecedented scale. In the apotheosis canon, large portions of humanity become akin to gods, and the Foundation finds itself struggling to maintain normalcy in a drastically different world. I'll be honest and say right away that if you're looking for sparse, dark horror, you won't really find it here, and the Apotheosis canon leans far closer to X-Men comics than Lovecraft stories. If that excites you, though, then you're...
Hold on. Because that right there, he is absolutely on point. Because that's what I was going to say. But another term for it is metahuman. And that's what they have certain people in America, those carbonated beings in America, are those metahumans. We've just been turned off, aka the Titans, all that. It's coming. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. You ain't got to. I know some things are just hard to imagine and hard to fathom beyond the green screen, and the CGI that they likes to give you. Yeah, feel me? But nah, not this. When I say golden armor, I'm not bullshitting with you. Like I just told you, I'm not here to lie to you. I mean, I'm not here to lie to you. It's the studies of things that they rather keep people away from. Because once you start delving into them studies, I got several books. Once you start delving in, it becomes obvious as to what was really going on. And it's X-Men, yes. Metahuman, though. Because I'd be damned if one of y'all called me a mute. We ain't going for it. We ain't going. Not mutant. We ain't going. It's what's supposed to be. It's the God body. It's the spark. It's the light body. Whatever you want to call it. The Merkaba. You know what I'm saying? The Merkaba. Whatever you want to call it. Everybody ain't got it. Everybody ain't gonna be able to do it. That's why other people are trying to do other things to keep up, like your super soldier projects and things of that nature. your Iron Mans and things of that nature, because they can't do the Clark Kent like we can. But everybody won't be able to do it because, you know what I'm saying, it's and I'm gonna end it after this because we got a good ways to go. He just hit the right. He hit it on the mark. But it's all depending on the body. If your body's not healthy, if you're not healthy, your mind's not healthy. If your body cannot support the energy, you're gonna. Feel what I'm saying? That's for those that can do. And that's for only some. You know what I'm saying? Others may be able to prolong and withstand and hang in there and pull it through. Others, no. And then there's others like myself and a whole bunch of others that's been actually doing the work and getting into the sciences and practitioners. And yeah, we liable when the time is right. Super Saiyan type. Yeah. Going in. Anyways, let's let him elaborate.
You're in for a treat.
You're in for a treat.
Apotheosis begins with SCP-3396, which is described as a Category 4 extra-dimensional entity which exists as a gestalt of physically and metaphysically mutagenic symbiotes that currently inhabit and affect approximately 6% of the global population.
I believe it.
That's a bit of a word salad, but basically this is the entity that is responsible for altering humanity, currently affecting 6% of the population. The central nexus of this alien entity is located around 75 kilometers southeast of Death Valley in the Mojave Desert. Visually, it appears as a massive structure resembling both a tree and an insect, 27 meters tall and 23 meters wide, typically iridescent blue-green in color, although this can vary. The entity is selectively tangible, meaning that normal physical interactions with it have proved impossible. This central nexus of the entity releases a luminous blue-green fluid from its primary trunk and branches, which pools at its base. Exposure to the entity or this fluid results in dramatic changes in biological organisms, which are both unpredictable and highly variable. Organisms develop additional organs and tissues throughout their body, which are luminous and blue-green in color, and share the entity's selective intangibility. All of these new growths are internal, though they may be displayed on the body's exterior at random. Humans affected by 3396 retain their personalities, memories, and mental faculties, although it is possible that their mental faculties can be amplified by the changes. In other words, affected subjects are still themselves, just better in some way, which makes them potentially pretty dangerous. The Foundation's testing starts by dropping one drop of the fluid onto the head of a bearded dragon reptile, which causes it to dramatically grow over the course of 3 hours. The lizard finishes growing at a total length of 25 meters and an approximate weight of 5,000 kilograms.
Oh, hell no. Get him out of here.
Additionally, the specimen displayed widened limbs, a mottled and porous surface texture, and a number of large dorsal vents, which continually released a mixture of spores and toxic gases. The lizard became completely docile, though, not even reacting to physical examination, and skin samples yielded genetic results extremely similar to a wide variety of fungi, including a handful of deadly specimens. Next, a golden retriever was injected with a small amount of the fluid, causing it to lose all of its fur over 2 hours and develop horn-like structures across its body. Of course, the Foundation proceeded to vivisect the dog, finding various new organs inside of its body, but fortunately the vivisection failed to terminate the dog, which regenerated from all damage, and their behavior was unaltered. Time for human testing then, on a female aged 28, with some of the 3396 fluid applied to the skin of their lower arm. The subject's skin quickly absorbed all of the fluid, but there were no physical changes apparent. When asked if the subject noticed anything different, she replied that she understands firepower. An extremely large variety of rotary cannon appeared in her hands, which she proceeded to use to fire upon Foundation personnel and breach containment. On her way out, she was struck.
Got on that ace. That's what I'm talking about, boy. Y'all gave her a superpower, man, and she understood. She turned into a pyro. You know what I'm saying? Pyrokinesis and get the firing off at y'all ace. That's what I'm talking about. Get on the ace. Get on the ace, madam. Get on the ace every time. Y'all get on the ace every time. Every time. Give them hell. If they gonna have you in there, give them hell. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be mad at me. I'm just saying, y'all shouldn't be doing what you're doing without, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. There's better ways to do what you're doing. But since you want to do it like this, get on the ace. Don't y'all just fall victim in there. Don't just let them put stuff on your arm.
Struck by return fire from security, causing her body to fragment and produce violent explosions, which didn't seem to affect her whatsoever.
Of course not.
Fragmented pieces
Starfire
of her body
right there,
from
what?
weapon fire continued to explode and transform into different high-powered weapons, and she managed to easily escape, killing 37 personnel in the process.
Of course.
Well, that took a turn for the worse.
Of
but
course.
The Foundation is nothing if not perseverant. So they reinforced the testing chamber and brought in another D-Class, a 42-year-old male. The D-Class inhaled fumes produced by the fluid, with nothing seeming to happen over the course of 3 hours. Suddenly, 4 exact copies of the D-Class appeared in the testing chamber, and all 5 simultaneously stated, "Only fools like you would see the blessing of magic as a curse." The 5 entities then joined hands, fusing together into one massive organism with 10 arms, a central mass of flesh, and dozens of levitating structures resembling disembodied hands, each with an eye in the palm. A large volume of water then appeared in the testing chamber and began swirling, obscuring the entity from view. When the fluid stopped, the entity had vanished, with its current whereabouts unknown. The Foundation has continued various tests, but since the alterations typically result in the human receiving significant destructive capabilities, the tests have resulted in numerous containment breaches.
Damn, I'm telling you. Why not?
Throughout all of this, the Foundation really isn't sure what is happening with 3396 and its effect on organisms, mostly because they can't physically interact with the entity or the new organs inside of organisms. They have done thaumaturgic scans, though, meaning magical in nature, and rather than receiving the normal readings that they would expect from such scans, they only receive back a single word: thrive. The significance of this is unknown, and they have no means of communicating with the entity itself. As for the affected entities, all of the research members that first discovered 3396 became affected, and they all worked to completely uncover 3396 in a matter of days. They then moved on to major population centers, and it seems they worked to spread the infection. Entities not under containment have utilized their new abilities to perform a wide variety of tasks, from both violent and non-violent crime to mass eradication of certain diseases and public welfare initiatives. Like I said, the change doesn't affect an individual's personality, so humans with superpowers will do different things with those powers. The Foundation has been hard at work trying to recontain all of these entities and maintain normalcy, but it's not going too well. Multiple groups of interest, including the GOC, the Serpent's Hand, and others, have gotten a hold of various altered humans and are utilizing them for their own goals. The Foundation doesn't even have control over 3396, which is being disputed between a number of groups of interest. So far, only 6% of the population is affected, and the Foundation believes that they can still recontain things, but if that number hits 15%, they will initiate Contingency Alabaster to change their prime directive and ensure the safety of what humanity remains.
What y'all gonna do?
That brings us to the next section, a tale titled The Shape of a Gun, which starts right after the female D-Class had broken containment using numerous advanced weaponry. The D-Class's real name is Monica Pinkston, and the tale opens with her looking down over the wreckage of the Foundation's site, hefting a 150-pound rotary-fire grenade cannon over her shoulder. She sees fire and smoke in the ruins, alarms blaring in the distance, and she knows that she could continue raining down ordnance onto it until it was nothing but ash, taking vengeance on everyone inside. But only a small part of her wanted to do so. She lets go of her cannon, which, instead of falling to the ground, it disappears entirely, and she turns and walks away. Half an hour later, she wishes that she had stolen a Foundation car or helicopter first, and she sits down on a rock to stop. She has no survival skills, no equipment, no food, no transportation, and no idea where she was. She also is not alone, though, as something is inside of her, the influence of SCP-3396, and she can feel it. 1 hour prior, she had been a D-Class numbered 77777, which had made her somewhat noteworthy in the D-Class community she was a part of. They had named her Lucky Sevens, and despite Monica's natural inclination throughout life to stay out of the spotlight and avoid standing out, other D-Class gravitated towards her due to her number. Monica knew that she was just a normal girl from a bad neighborhood with a long list of petty crimes due to her daddy issues, mommy issues, money issues, anger issues, and plenty more. She was just another stupid, regrettable sob story among millions, but because of her D-Class number...
Hey, that's Akira, ain't it? Have y'all seen that? Akira, the old anime throwback from back in the day? Yeah, I'm an anime guy. Yeah. Yes. You found a lot of truth. Yes, they tell you a lot. A whole lot. You'd be surprised. Yeah, that looks like Akira.
The other D-Class thought she was special. They believed you could talk to her and she'd give good advice. She was a quick study and knew how to survive. She had made it through test after test without dying, and she could show you how, just because she was Lucky Sevens. She didn't bother trying to refute anything and just did her best, until she was selected for the 3396 test, and everything changed. Over the course of a few seconds, her body and mind collapsed, and she was no longer herself, instead becoming a cup of her own soul, being drunk by something very thirsty before being pissed back out. She wasn't explicitly told by any entity that she had gained incredible power and could use it to escape, but she felt things without words, like smoke and iron filings in her blood. Whatever had been responsible for this had taken something from her, and she wasn't sure what, but had left behind an entire arsenal of weaponry. It had taken all of her frustration and hatred and misery and doubt and determination and smelted it into a shape that represented what she was to the world, the shape of a gun. She had access to millions of weapons now, from pistols to cruise missiles to things that haven't even been imagined yet. She describes the feeling of being shot as a hammer driving down on the blasting cap of her soul, her body becoming a divine bomb. She didn't really understand any of this. She had just acted, alone because she had become too dangerous to be near. She stops to pull a smuggled cigarette out of her uniform, instinctively manifesting a blowtorch to light it. As she sits there smoking, a vehicle in the distance draws closer, and she prepares herself for another explosive confrontation. She didn't think they could kill her, but even if they could, it didn't matter to her. A black dune buggy comes into view, with only one occupant, a tall, tan military man in black body armor. She decides not to shoot first, and he steps out with his hands up, telling her that he just wants to talk. Monica manifests an enormous laser weapon larger than her own body, aiming it directly at him. She says that she wants to vaporize him with this laser, but she'll let him go first. He says that he's not here to try and bring her back, and understands why she'd want to kill him, but he asks her if she believes in second chances. She swears at him, but he continues, saying that he's read her file and thinks that she does believe in second chances. Monica steps forward, placing the aperture of the laser inches from the man's forehead, but he still continues. He says that he's only alive right now because he's got the sense to stay on the winning side. The Foundation is losing at this point due to the rapid spread of these altered humans, and he offers his assistance to Monica because he has a vehicle, money, contacts, and information. Fast forward quite a ways, and Monica is now known as the Queen of Spades and the Baroness of Old Vegas, and life has changed. She's currently battling an anomalous humanoid surrounded by floating blobs of black plasma that dissolve anything they touch. It seems that this particular individual has attacked Old Vegas numerous times, and despite Monica's best efforts, she has yet to kill him. She utilizes artillery bombardments and dozens of high-explosive missiles, but even if a projectile gets close to hitting the man, he protects himself with his black sludge. She's talking through an earpiece to the former Foundation agent, Jake, and they mention another anomalous humanoid named Dozer, who apparently has the ability to move Earth. Monica desperately wants to stop this man once and for all, as he's been the cause of multiple evacuated districts and plenty of scared families residing in Old Vegas. She decides to bring out her biggest weapon, nicknamed the...
Hey man, what the hell would y'all do if that thing just miraculously appeared? Holy smokes, boy, stop. That's a whole fucking planet. That's a whole planet. Good gracious. Good, I'm talking like, what in the hey is this thing? Where did that come from? I mean, like the Matrix? Yeah, that's definitely a battle planet that is not. Yeah, they ain't bullshit. I don't know who it is, but they ain't bullshit.
The Showstopper.
Yeah, yeah.
A colossal tower of churning metal appears in the sky above the man, blocking out the sun and outputting tremendous amounts of heat. The bottom end of this device glows and drips molten metal, and Monica activates it, letting out a deafening hum across the city. A massive column of light descends from the device straight down into the earth, vaporizing everything in its path, and letting out a heat wave that sears Monica's flesh, to her delight. After it finishes, the light and the device disappear, leaving nothing but a smoking, molten shaft in the ground where the man had been, before Monica passes out. She slowly wakes up sometime later, her body feeling like it had been punched by a giant fist, and Jake is waiting next to her. Monica asks what happened, and Jake says that she pulled the showstopper on Void Boy, but he's not sure if he managed to teleport away before getting hit. The man named Dozer is mad at her, though, for melting through a buried sewer main, but she's not bothered. As she continues to wake up, she notices that she's in a private room in a treatment center, where there's electricity for the medical equipment and actual doctors that Monica had managed to hire, despite the danger of working here. She says to Jake that it's really strange that a year ago, Jake was a site security captain for the SCP Foundation, and she was one of his prisoners. And now she's some sort of wizard mutant, the mayor of Las Vegas, and he runs around keeping her alive while they fight supervillains. Jake replies that she fights the supervillains while he stays very far away and gives occasional advice. He had been talking with another former Foundation personnel, but the guy didn't have any new info that they didn't already have. And when Jake offered him a place here in Old Vegas, he said that he'd rather take his chances in the desert. It seems that some people don't want to live in a ruined city populated mostly by mutants and mutant sympathizers. As they head off to get food, it's clear that Jake is silently in love with Monica, and she is now happy to be alive. Monica hadn't exactly chosen to be the mayor of Old Vegas and its community, as it isn't in her personality, but instead it was foisted upon her due to her power and her willingness to protect her fellow mutants. She doesn't relish in the authority, though, and takes her meals in the cafeteria with everyone else, trying to sit with different people every time. There are various groups and cliques inside of the community, as is human nature, with mutants and non-mutants tending to stay separate. As Monica heads into the cafeteria, she spots the burly, bearded construction worker named Dozer, who's capable of moving Earth, and who runs the maintenance squadron of Old Vegas. She also sees the Spookies, a group of mutants with abilities that allow them to be supernaturally quick or stealthy, who work as Monica's spies and scouts. One fades in and out of sight as she hasn't learned to control her invisibility yet. Another keeps himself wreathed in dense shadows to cope with his social anxiety. And a third has a great number of eyes across her face, which allow her to see through walls for miles. She then looks at the fighters, the most destructive mutants in the community aside from Monica herself, who tended to strike a little bit of fear in the rest of the community. One of them, Ogre, is over 9 feet tall, with red skin and large tusks, but is surprisingly kind-hearted despite his appearance. Another is completely covered in highly poisonous thorns, and is capable of regenerating from being blown to pieces, but she keeps herself wrapped in protective pads to prevent accidentally poisoning anyone. A third individual has control over electricity, and is currently making silverware dance in the air with electromagnetism to the amusement of the others. He had once supplied power to the entire district when a generator bank had gone down. It's clear that, despite the fearsome appearances and capabilities of the anomalous humans here, they are all good people at heart. Finally, Monica spots Norman in the corner, a loner with a rather striking appearance, even by mutant standards. Norman is the other D-Class mentioned in the 3396 file, and appears as a disgusting amalgamation of flesh and exposed organs levitating in the air, surrounded by dozens of floating disembodied hands with eyes in the palms.
Well, that's a damn Alpha
Parts of him
Draconian
continually
right there.
warp in and out of visible
Alpha
space,
Draconian.
and multiple copies of himself as he had looked before the mutations occasionally appear
They're
near
about
him
15,
before
20 feet
disappearing.
tall. We're going to get on the A's too.
Just looking at Norman for too long
they gonna come
tended
out.
to give people headaches, and he is avoided by practically everyone except for Monica, who eats with him whenever he makes a rare appearance in the cafeteria. She's not really sure where he goes when he's not in the cafeteria, and she remembers him from her time at the Foundation as a quiet, contemplative person. As she approaches Norman, some of the floating hands turn to face her, and they disappear before she walks through them to sit down. She asks Norman how he's doing, and he responds by speaking with numerous voices at the same time, as well as directly injecting images or sensations into someone's mind, if words aren't enough. Monica describes it as a profoundly surreal and sometimes upsetting experience, but she had gotten used to it. Norman says that he's alright, as the wind is rich and full of secrets today, and he had seen Monica fight the Void Thrower. Monica says that she's not sure if he'll come back this time, because she went the extra mile, but Norman replies that she didn't kill him, because he had tried to hold the Void Thrower in place using his powers, but he escaped. Monica is rather surprised, not by the fact that he escaped, but by Norman actually helping out. She asks him if he knows anything about this individual, like where he came from or why he keeps trying to murder everyone here, but Norman says that the Void Thrower has a strange mind with few cohesive thoughts.
100%
The only thing he can
human.
find in his mind is thoughts of murder and destruction.
But
And
not
Norman
us.
isn't sure if he's
You
alone
gotta have the
within
black dot.
himself.
See, this is when you start, when we be saying is that it's whitewash, because you got to have the black dot in order to really do that. Let's just do the research. Don't argue with me, because like I said, this channel is not to push any beliefs. You know what I mean? I did my own research, And come to find out that yes, it's just that. You know what I'm saying? But like I explained it earlier, but you know it's a lot deeper than that. But I'm just layman's, just briefly, you know what I'm saying, just throwing some, you know what I'm saying, things out there. So when y'all be, you know, don't be tripping, just be easy. Excuse me, because like he said, we're gonna have the agreeables and then we're gonna have the disagreeables. There's always gonna be a balance. So there's always gonna be people that wants to abuse their power, and that's why some of this stuff had happened anyway, because of abuse of power and not being humble enough. So you know what I'm saying, certain things had to happen in order to humble the soul. But you definitely gotta have the black dot. You know what I mean? That's that. And that's from the source. That's the spark. That's the all spark. I mean, all these things they talk about, they show you. It's a reason why they show you. You know what I'm saying? It's this thing. These things aren't imaginary, and in conceptual arts as they would want to portray and want you to believe, to where you're so close minded. You know what I'm saying? That it's just an awe for the moment, versus, where are they getting this from? Like, nobody's questioning. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, because most people aren't questioning. You know what I'm saying? Like they should question things. I question things a lot. So, and it's just a lot of things that just wouldn't make the math wasn't mathing. You know what I mean? The math wasn't mathing, and I went searching. I felt it burning in my spirit, in my soul. You know what I mean? So I went searching, and I found what I was looking for. And I'm still studying, because I still want to understand it all, so I can finally overstand it. And you know what I'm saying? In the process, I've been able to learn myself, and who and what and where and why and all of that. You know what I'm saying? All the puzzle, the pieces to my life's puzzle are starting to come together through these studies. So I implore anybody, you know what I'm saying, to just get into this type of science and this type of knowledge and information, so you ain't caught off guard. If anything, you're not caught off guard, because believe me, the people that's putting this information out here, for the most part, are the ones that know. And it's the reason why they're doing what they're doing to a certain group of people all across the damn world. And cognitive dissonance is not going to get most of anybody anywhere. So face it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is on that note. And my personal opinion about it is, it wouldn't be so bad on people had this truth not been hidden. But we understand that there's others like myself, our skin folk and kinfolk, that kind of kicked this off and helped out with the segment. So, but we gonna get to that though. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get to that. But yeah, this is coming. It's coming. Whether you like it or not, you already know. You know what I'm saying? The Draco, they know. Everybody. The Elohim, they know. Whatever you want to call them, Anunnaki, whatever you want to call them, they know. Everybody knows, man. All the people out there, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to get through the barrier, you know what I'm saying, the dome and all that, everybody knows, except for the species, certain species on this planet. Everybody else know though. And then it's some of us, we found out, and we've been trying to get the word out. And everybody else has been cognitive dissonance, or just fully one with the world. And that's That's all I can say for that. But anyways, I digress. Let's get it. We almost there. Hang in there, guys.
That he believes that the Void Thrower's mutation opened up some kind of gate, and something came through.
Of course.
Something mean.
Of course.
He'd have to dig deeper to find out, and that would probably be bad for his health. Monica asks if he can be killed, and Norman thinks that he could be, but you'd need something to mess with the space around him and prevent him from teleporting away. Norman can do that, but not to the degree necessary, as he would need help from someone else that can do the same, and unfortunately, he doesn't know of anyone that can do the same thing as him. Monica says that the more she hangs out with Norman, the more she likes him, because he's a nice guy. She hears the sound of laughter accompanied by images of sunshine and colorful flowers in her head, and Norman says that he's an ugly bastard, but he likes to think that he makes up for it with his glowing and handsome personality. Monica realizes at this point and states aloud that Norman can simply read through her mind at will. Norman says that it's not something he does on purpose, comparing it to walking through a museum and being told that if you think about looking at the paintings, you'll be punished. Monica replies that it's still creepy, leading her to receive images of rain clouds in her head and the sound of distant crying, with Norman apologizing and saying that he can't help what he is, but assures her that her secrets are safe with him. He says that he was given great gifts, and he would never go back to what he was before, but sometimes he thinks he would give almost anything to. Monica understands what he means, and tells him that he should come around more often, as they've all changed in some way and can empathize with him at least a little. He doesn't have to be alone, as there's a family here if he gives them a chance. The rain clouds part in her head, and Norman says that that makes him feel better, and he's glad that she, of all people, was given the abilities that she has. Norman suddenly freezes, and before Monica can ask what's wrong, images of terror, agony, and chaos crash through her head, and Norman's voice explodes through the minds of everyone in the building simultaneously. He announces that hundreds of soldiers are currently entering Old Vegas armed with guns, armor, and war machines. Like I said before, the SCP Foundation is nothing if not perseverant. Norman says that the commander intends to capture the citizens of Old Vegas and kill all who resist. Norman tells Monica that he'll provide a telepathic communications network for the defenders of Old Vegas, as well as revealing the mind of the enemy. But first, he will banish their helicopters from his sky, and tells the Queen of Old Vegas to be strong and lead them to victory. Monica leaps up and commands all the fighters to their battle stations, ordering team captains to use Norman's telepathic network to coordinate. The maintenance squadron is told to break up the road in front of the Foundation's army to stop their tanks, and the Spookies are ordered to spy on the army and provide status reports every 10 minutes. She says that it's time to show these Nazis why you can't mess with Old Vegas, and the community roars loud enough to rattle the concrete and quake the hearts of the Foundation. Shortly after, Monica stands on the street in front of a thick line of her artillery cannons pointed at the Foundation's small army. The Foundation outnumbered the defenders of Old Vegas 3-1, but they didn't exactly have superpowers. The commander steps forward and says that it's with a heavy heart that they come here today, but they cannot allow the inhuman infestation to continue to spread. For the benefit of all humanity, they ask that all mutants here lay down their arms and surrender to be contained, for the safety of the world.
We ain't going.
Monica stares him down, her people behind her, as Dozer cracks his huge fist together and the maintenance squadron shouts in defiance. Ogre roars and smashes his enormous steel club in the ground, the rest of the fighters crying out with him. Norman hovers above all of them, gazing downward with hundreds of eyes, providing the Queen with the commander's innermost plans and allowing the defenders to think with one mind. Just behind Monica is Jake, pointing his assault rifle directly at the commander's head. Monica cries out as Norman transmits her words directly into the minds of the Foundation's soldiers, telling them that they will never submit to their tyranny, as they are still people, and they will die for the right to remain free. She welcomes their hate and conquest, because they are the free state of Vegas, and they will not be moved. The free people of the community thunder out their pride, their yearning to live, their right to thrive, and Monica lets herself be wielded by the hearts of her people, forging her soul into a shape that would defend their homes and lives. The shape of a gun. We won't see the conclusion to this battle, but this isn't the end of Monica's story, or that of Apotheosis. From the Foundation's perspective, they have a real problem in their hands. A total shift in the status quo of the world, where they have lost the power to contain things. While it's all well and good that some nice superhumans are running around just trying to make their own communities, this infection is spreading, and there is something mysterious behind all of it. There's still plenty of story left to go, though, and things are going to get even more interesting from here. So stay tuned.
We surely will. We surely will. Hey, man, look, check this out, man. Let me show y'all something. You see this right here? The sun. That's right. All right, so let me show y'all some stuff. This is called hidden in plain sight. Now, if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? And you can do your research. The so-called, not that, you know what I'm saying, where it's the misnomer, you know what I'm saying, the African-American woman and the Latino woman is like, embodies like the universe, great mother, you know what I'm saying, so it's like God, you know what I'm saying, in certain senses. So this is why it's a female, it's the feminine energy, and this is triple blackness of space. So it's some people, if they look at the universe, they would see her as black, triple blackness. But those that like really know who she is and what she's all about, you would see her as blue. You know what I mean? This is the universe, but at the same time, it's triple blackness of space. This is that the carbon, right? You don't know about carbon, right? All right, so technically, this neuromelanin, this carbon skin, copper, you know what I'm saying, that people just like to love calling black for some reason. No, it's not. We're copper. We're the copper tone people. Get it right. Copper tone. This is carbon in physical form, vibrating at its slowest. This is what it turns into. You know what I mean? It's not like a tan, or you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we absorb the sun. We're like basically from the sun, created the sun type of deal. We're one and the same. Children of the sun. That's their corona. You know what I mean? And one of the warning signs was that thing in that vision year, if you get what I mean. Yeah, that was a warning to certain folk. You feel me? About certain things that are about to start taking place with certain people. And I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, had they not just kept it a secret and not want, you know what I'm saying, and hid it from everybody, it wouldn't have to be like this. And it's going to provoke prejudice out of folks. You know what I'm saying? That's that whole, you know what I'm saying, people got a God complex deal, and you know there's actual walking creator gods on the planet, and you know exactly who they are, and you've hid them from everybody, and then you've turned everybody against them. The planet don't exist without us. Just like we wouldn't exist without the planet type of it. It's one and the same, man. Nature, organic to the planet. But the sun is about to reveal that everything. That's what it is. Just like the Leo. Here to expose things. Okay? And I happen to be a double. Sun and moon Leo. Ooh, so you already know. We busting every day. Heat, day and night. Heat. Fire. Exposure. That's what I'm here to do. So, but I just give y'all a little tip, you know what I'm saying? And just things that trigger words to go and do your search and start looking. I mean, even the CIA database got us labeled as metahumans. Who knew? But memory's starting to come back. Certain people's memories are starting to come back. Certain people's memories already come back. There's people already around the world doing stuff. They just ain't told y'all. Just like this. But they've been showing you, you know what I'm saying? Black Lightning, Black Adam, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. They've been telling y'all. X-Men since the damn 80s. Come on, man. They've been telling you. Spider-Man, the Avengers, Thor, Greek mythology. They've been telling y'all everything. And I guess we here to just kind of give you some examples of it and show you there. And hey, look at this right here. Why is that correlating with this? Why is that correlating with this? Why does this have so many details? Why? You know what I mean? And here it is. You're using a Greek word, but it doesn't sound so Greekish to me at all. But the mythos of Greek, which of course is just different, the same God with different names, different time, different ages. Excuse me. That's all that is. That's all it is. Just trickle all the way down to now. So you can just take your little favorite gods and just take them and just start going back. You're gonna realize the same people, same stories being told, plagiarized, all types. Come on, man. It's everywhere. All right. And now the Son is about to reveal the truth. So that's just what this is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going on. Get into it, y'all. Check it out. You feel me? It's real. It's real. I ain't here to lie to you, but y'all keep y'all head on that swivel though. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected, especially your emotions. Especially your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Don't get in your feelings. Because we do have the FYF standard over here. You know what I mean? And that is your feelings. You know what I'm talking about? And your face and your favorites. You feel me? Because we ain't trying to hear it. When we've done our own, we done our own. And we don't ask that nobody believe, not based on my word. Not based on my word. You know what I'm saying? Because certain situations, I be the one, I bear the news, and you can make it bad or you can make it good, but I ain't trying to be the one to say I told you so later on. You know what I'm saying? I just you know. So I don't condone that anybody. No, don't do that. Just do your own due diligence. It's just time for the truth in this information to start coming out, and it's time for people to start waking up, because those that don't wake up soon enough. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing stuff, you ain't gonna have time to even think about what your next move is or anything like that. You're gonna be too scared. You're gonna be petrified. Your heart gonna freeze up. You're gonna lock up. You know what I'm saying? Some folks gonna be in such disbelief because they put so much faith and belief in the other things. They gonna lock up. Then you got other people that's gonna be mad and they just want to attack everything, and we gonna step on y'all. That ain't even what we're trying to do now. We just trying to get back what's rightfully ours, go back and spin the table around, you know what I'm saying, and go back to what it used to be. Everybody knows everything, and we'll separate the whoever's from the whoever, the goofies from the whoever trying to learn and grow and elevate and go ahead and evolve, because that's what's going on the planet. It's evolution time, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going into a new age. The planet's finna go to a new phase, density. You feel me? And it's time for people to wake up. This thing is happening all over the world. Y'all wake up now. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's not just what they want you to do. Don't forget, it's a war for this. They want this at all times. And that's probably why they got the shadow ban on me. Man, I'm not afraid to speak about it. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they got it on me, because I speak about things like this and I say stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? To encourage people and enlighten people. But somebody got to do it, and I'm not the only one that's doing it. So salute to those that are. You know what I mean? And salute to those that's seeking the information. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially the youth. You feel me? That seeks this knowledge and seek this information and is looking for these truths and been having feelings that something ain't right. Go looking, because you'll find out that something ain't right. And you need to get on your job so you can do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, it's like that. You feel me? So y'all make sure y'all keep that CT on, critical thinking. If you're new, critical thinking is the CT. The DIBS is discernment, intuition. You know what I'm saying? And your due diligence. You feel me? So, and then you stack that. You know what I'm talking about? That's how you get the, yeah. Put it together now, you know what I'm saying? Want to open your mind. Open your mind. But don't just let anything in that motherfucker though. You feel me? Fill it up with knowledge. So frontal lobe action. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that cerebral cortex. Let's get that thing working. All of it. Left hand, right hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it working. All right, y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves out there. You know what I'm talking about? It's hurricane season in the southern region. So y'all be safe down that way, Florida. Peace to you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be safe down that way. Don't just look at every ordeal as to be the norm. Okay, things are taking place. All right, it's weird out here now.